Mhm. Mhm. Good morning. Hey, Bernice. Hey, Bob.
Good morning. Turn my mute off.
How you doing?
Yeah, that heater.
Doing okay.
You want to plug it up?
I put that thing on you.
I don't know what you said.
I just have too many projects going, that's all.
Well,
Keeps me out of trouble. Or puts me in trouble, one or the other.
right, but probably the right kind of trouble, actually. Probably keeps you out of the other kind of trouble.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was starting redoing the girls, your daughters
Okay.
this morning, working on that. The one I did the other day was just too small, and you just can't get their pretty faces very nicely.
I'm sorry saying that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, trying to keep them soft. That's kind of
Right, soft, but they're yes.
yeah.
However, you want to get some detail in it. So
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing that maybe, on Thursday or tomorrow, whenever you wrap it up, that's fine. We're not in a big rush. Speaking of projects, I actually finished a project.
yay.
It's a 2-year-long project. It seemed to have kind of
Those are always
stretched into a 2-year time period, which was not intended, but with COVID happening and everything else. But that big portrait that I was working on, it's done. It's done. It's ready to deliver. They'll be coming by this week to pick it up, take it down, and then have it photographed and or scanned, whatever digital art's going to do to it. And And then it will be residing in a new home. So, after 2 years, it's like becoming an old friend. So, it's like every time you go around the corner, you run into it.
Which product is this?
The big portrait that I was doing.
Portrait of yourself?
No, no. The pastor that was up in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's here. Let me swing my. All right, you see the big painting back there on the easel?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
It's
Nice.
kind of hard to see back there, but that's the one. So it's gonna go to its rightful home here very soon, and I'll actually have a free easel. Be able to use it for something else other than holding that painting. It's been doing that for almost 2 years now. So it'll be.
Speaking of easel,
Uh-huh.
I need to get one that's not a tabletop, because
Mhm.
after our class on Friday, I thought I would go outside and try to paint something, and I was sitting there trying to hold the painting
Oh,
with one hand and paint with the other hand. I got to get a big easel. I'll put a
Well-
table out there or something,
yeah. Well, I don't know what your budget is. Okay.
Okay.
But I do know that binders, normally for around about, $130, $140, you can get a really pretty decent studio easel, for around that price. Okay.
Okay.
And it's kind of a medium size, probably would hold up to probably about a 48 to 60 inch painting,
Okay.
down to like a 6 or 8 inch painting. So, you got some scale in there. And they're not like terribly, terribly expensive. Like I said, I don't know what your budget is. So, some people don't have that much to spend, and you can get the aluminum easels, and there's nothing wrong with those. In fact, we use them a lot in art classes.
Except they sound like in the wind they may blow away.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what I'm talking about is kind of indoor easels. Now, the aluminum easels, you can use them outdoors. And if you have a bay canvas on it, it might push it over. But the solution to that is just take like a gallon milk jug, right? Put water in it, put the cap on it, and take a bungee cord or a string or a rope, something like that, and then hang it from the easel to give it more weight. Wind's not going to blow it over.
Yeah, because actually for indoors, I do kind of like the indoor. I mean the tabletop, but I do need one for outdoors.
Yeah, but that aluminum easel will fold up, down to a fairly small size, and it's pretty flexible. So even if you don't want to leave it up indoors, you could fold it up, store it away, and then take it out when you need it. It takes maybe 5 minutes, to set it up. Yeah, so it's lightweight. So if you do go outdoors, you can carry it. It's a little awkward, because it's not like real small, folded down, but it's still lightweight. And
But the one you mentioned first, that one probably lightweight also, isn't it?
well, the wooden ones, no, they're gonna have a little more weight to them.
10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds.
Yeah, probably about 25. Probably about
Oh,
25 pounds. Yeah,
Okay.
but still, have you ever tried to carry 25 pounds a half a mile?
Half a mile. I'm talking about 10 feet.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're just gonna go out on your porch, I mean, that's fine. Yeah. But
Yeah.
if you're using it as like a plein air easel, let's say that you get adventurous, right? And
Okay.
you want to go down to some of the city parks, or you want to go out to Arabia Mountain, or you want to go to Stone Mountain or something like that, and take your easel and paint, you know, that wooden easel, you could do it, but carrying it up a trail or trying to set it up outside, 20 pounds,
Yeah, that's
it gets a
bad.
little heavy after a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to go lug it too far. So, just kind of keep that in mind. Now, I just bought a brand new plein air easel, and it sits or it mounts onto like a camera tripod, and you can buy the whole outfit, okay, and hang on to your hat because the sticker price is kind of steep. With the bag, the box, and all of the accessories and the tripod, it's around $400. Okay. Now I didn't do that. Okay, I just bought the box, and the box runs about $120. The thing is, I've got like 5 or 6 camera tripods here that have mounts on them for like plein air boxes and things, because I've had a lot of different plein air boxes. And so I just put one of the old mounts, on that new box, and I was ready to go. And it's a good little setup. You don't have the flexibility of doing like, a larger painting on it. The biggest you're going to get is around 15, 16 inches is maximum on it. And so, well, like 15 high you can do it however wide you want. But again, plein air, if you're standing out there and depending on the weather conditions, if it gets real windy, the bigger the canvas, the bigger chance that you have of the wind blowing something over. So you'll need to weight it down. But there's a lot of different solutions, to stuff like that. And I've seen people take tabletop easels, right? Like you've got. And if you get yourself a TV tray or a folding table,
Oh, yeah.
and you go set it up outside, and then you go put your your tabletop easel on top of that. See, that kind of negates the fact of having to have a bigger easel.
Or you can visit Goodwills over time and perhaps find some are estate sales. You can get them there too. And those boxes also have spikes on the legs, so to ground them so they won't blow away.
Yeah, so yeah.
Either
that or
what's in the boxes? What's in the boxes?
Oh, it's basically just a pallet,
Oh, okay.
And like with mine, it comes with like a brush holder or carrier, and a little hook you can hang like a can of solvent on. There's really not much to them. But they're engineered in a way that they're lightweight, and they're pretty flexible as far as putting a canvas or a panel on them. So okay, but yeah, you might like go down to Binders, or what part of town are you in?
I live southwest Atlanta, near the airport, Old National Highway area.
Oh, okay, you're over in there. Yeah.
There's a Goodwill near me. There's a Binders near me. So I can find out. Well, I can find all those things.
Yeah. Binders is going to be a lot closer to you than Dick Blick, which is up in. Well, no, that's not true, because Blick bought Utrecht, and now they have a store right down on Peachtree.
Okay.
But my suggestion is, before you buy anything, I would go to a couple of the stores and I'd look around, and and I'd look at, easels that I really liked and play with them. They don't mind you playing with them, take them and, move them, set them up and down, pick them up, see how easily they fold up or move, how heavy they are. That's what the floor model is for. And go out there and, find one that you really like. And then I wouldn't necessarily buy it at the store. Okay. I would make a note of who made it. And then when I got home, I would go online and I'd do a little online shopping, and I would see who I could get the best price from.
Okay.
And while you're including the best price, you also have to include shipping. Okay. Because now you might get a great price, on buying the easel, but you might have to pay quite a bit for shipping. But a lot of these like online art stores, like Cheap Joe's, Artorama, or Jerry's Artorama, things like that. If you spend over $50, the shipping is free. See, so you can save yourself a lot of money, in doing that. And oftentimes they'll have a much better price than, say, like, Dick Blick or binders. Okay. And by the time you order it, normal shipping for them is like 5 to 7 days, and that's like free, So, when I, if I'm going to go out and spend, a couple of $100, on buying something, then I'm going to go out and do a little research before I do it.
Okay.
And make sure, I want to see it and pick it up and feel it and touch it and open it up and play with it before I spend my money. Because if you just see something online and you buy it, chances are when it gets there, it's not quite exactly what you thought it might be, from the photographs. So, that's my 2 cents worth. Okay. Anybody else got anything to say about that?
Yeah, I've got an easel that I bought a long time ago, and it's about, I would say 3/4 of an inch steel pipes. And it's very, very light, and it folds up to maybe 2.5 feet by maybe a diameter of maybe 4 or 5 inches. And it's fairly light and extends out, and it'll hold a good sized canvas on there. Plus the fact it tilts well enough that I've used it to do watercolors on, to give the right angle for watercolors as an indoor easel. And I'd say I've had it for a long time, and it works great. And I think I've seen him at Dick Blick's, I think, one time or another. But anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay, well, do me a favor, Bob. Maybe take a picture
Okay.
of your easel and, maybe send it in for either tomorrow or Thursday. And
Okay.
and if you know the brand name of it, who made it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
But, maybe that would give her an idea of something to look for. Okay.
Okay.
I've waited on sales at Michael's and gotten them for half price. Studio easels.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's looking for something that she can,
Black Friday's coming up and all that, so everybody should be having sales soon.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Well, they're having a sale at Sam Flax online, so look online before you go, if you go. So for the comparison.
You said Sam Flax, FLX?
Sam Flax, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in town too. Yeah.
They're on North Side.
Yeah, I almost forget about them because they've moved about 3 or 4 times. And now they're on North Side, and it's like I almost never go by there. So,
Right.
when they were on Peachtree, I used to pass them all the time,
Yeah, but now they're in this obscure place, North Side. But I think coming from Southwest, you might be able to pick it up and get it a little bit easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think they're running a 20% sale that's the last notice I received.
Okay, I'll check it all out.
All righty. See, all you have to do is, just start talking about something on this group.
Asking you shall receive.
That's right. We got a wealth of information out here. So that's good. All right. So today, we're going to watch a video by a gentleman. He has kind of a thick Hispanic accent. Okay. And so you're going to have to listen kind of carefully. But it's like once you get used to his accent, it kind of goes away, and he's not really that hard to understand. He has a fair number of videos on YouTube, and this is almost a 2-hour video. And he goes, his studio name is Ranson, Ranson. And he's going to do a demo of a portrait in acrylic, right? And I want you to kind of watch, how he works with that medium, because he uses it fairly close to oils, but he gets a nice effect, and very conscientious about his values and light and dark. And but his whole kind of approach, how he blocks things in, you can pick up a lot of good information, by watching this. And I would stress, have a pencil, piece of paper, close by, so that you can jot notes down, or if you have questions or something like that, just write it down. And here at the end of the video, we'll kind of go over it, talk about it just a little bit. Okay. So everybody up for that? Everybody got coffee? Come on, speak up. You guys are too quiet. Okay.
I have my orange juice.
Okay. All right. That'll do. Okay. All righty. Here we go. We're off and running. So, let's see. Yeah, we're right there. All right, everybody see a palette with a couple of colors next to it? Okay, good. We're all on the same page. I like to make sure that that's the case. All right, off we go.
Hello, welcome to my channel. Renzo here. I'm gonna paint with acrylics. I have here titanium white, medium yellow, brilliant red, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, and Mars black. Okay, I'm gonna start just making a sketch. Okay. It's just red, a little bit of cerulean blue. Let's make a sketch here. Okay, trying to see the overall shape. The whole head, with the face is here, kind of in this triangular shape. And the whole head is this big square. Okay. It's in yellow, red, a little bit of cerulean blue. Okay, let's see the face, the proportions. The normal proportions, is, from the top of the head and to the bottom of the chin. Let's see, it's here, around here. You look for the middle, it's gonna be for the eyes. That means that I can place this eye here. Eyebrow here, and from the eyebrow, from the eyebrow to the bottom of the chin, the same. You look for the middle, and the middle is gonna find, we're gonna find the nose. Okay. Oh, hello, Fiona. Hello, Lawrence. Hello, Rosario. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna add a lot of white here. I just want to place first the lights and the shadow. And I'm squinting down my eyes and trying to see the light like I just check. Something like this. Let's see. Okay, this is the shape of the light. More or less. Okay. Now I'm gonna pick up another brush. I'm gonna do the same with the shadow. Red, yellow, ultramarine blue. Try to get some brown. Okay, let's see all the shape of the shadow. Okay, it's here. Okay, I have the shadow and the light. Now I'm gonna pick up another brush, a smaller brush, and I will try to draw the eyes, no, the eye, the nose, and the mouth. Make more details. Okay, let's see. And here's the position of the eye. Yes, the nose, the chin, the top of the head. Okay, usually from the nose to the chin, find the middle, and the middle is gonna be for the bottom of the bottom lip. Okay, that means that up here is the mouth, here in this position. Okay, that's the canon, okay? I mean, you gotta just check out on the photo, check out with the person you're painting from, and see if the proportions match, okay? If I follow those proportions, this is gonna be the bottom of the bottom lip, and here's up the upper lip, the nose. Okay, for the angle of the nose, I always prefer put my brush on top of the photo and see the angle, and then move this just like this to my painting. Okay, in this case, I have the image here in my computer, in my monitor, and then I'm gonna move it here. And I have an idea about this angle here. Hello, Mervat. Thank you, Lawrence, Muhammad. Okay, so now here I'm going to draw more details, and the profile view is something just like this. Okay, you need to just consider that the upper and lower eyelid, it has some thickness. The eye is here, and you see this. This is the thickness of the skin here in the upper and lower eyelid. Okay. Now let's say that I'm kind of close. I'm following the canon, and at the same time, I'm obviously trying to copy the likeness. I need both. Okay. I need what I know about the canon, the proportions, and I need my observation to copy the likeness. If I don't know the canon, and just trying to copy as just following what I see, that's going to be kind of difficult. Okay, now I'm going to add more paint. The brand of acrylics that I'm using are this one, Reefs. Okay. If you know my channel, you know, but if you want to mix the skin color, is kind of easy. It's just an orange. You start with an orange, you add white, blue, or black. You choose. It's up to you. Some people just don't like to use black. Then you use blue because the idea is knock down this orange. See? I'm not adding water. Okay. Okay. Again, now I see the light. I'm not so worried about the color right now. I mean, that's going to be little by little. I need to see something. I need to have more here on the canvas in order to start more and adjusting the colors. Okay. Let me see. I just added this, just like flat to the whole lid area of the face. Okay, I'm just trying to respect the position of the eye, the nose, and the mouth. Now I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna with this one. I don't want it to dry on me. There's another brush for the shadow. That's my little dog. Let's wait for her to stop barking.
Mhm.
This is too orangey. Want this to be more grayish. This I need to add more. Like I said, it is you add blue to knock down any color, or you add black. It's up to you. With black, it's gonna be faster. I mean, you kill down any color, you add black. But if you don't know to control how to control it, you can end up with really muddy colors, and it's not gonna be good. Okay, hello, vitamin C or D. Hello, Enrique. Okay. Hello, Viviana. How are you? Let's see, it still is too orangey. This color, I'm gonna add more black or white. More white.
Mhm.
Well, that was too much black. Need more red, need more yellow. See. Okay, I'm gonna pick up another brush, and I'm going to blend here. This brush is wet. Bring back. Okay, so let's continue. The profile. Let me fix my camera just a little bit. I think it's out of focus. Okay, it's no better, but anyway, let's continue. Mixing black and red. Touch of yellow. Strong with this color. Step back. Okay. I'm gonna change this brush. Need a smaller one. This might be better. This is number 6. Round brush. All my brushes are synthetic brushes. Okay, let's draw the eye here. Okay, let's see. Measuring again. Okay. Using this brush for blending.
$4 a month. Okay. Nope. Hmm. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
think I can add. Realize that I added this dark color, really white, really thin, transparent. Now I'm gonna mix more paint with whatever. See, just like a brown. If you have a burnt umber, this is kind of a burnt umber with white and a little bit of yellow and orange. You're gonna have the same color. Okay. Let's go back to this one. A little bit of black to gray down this color. That was too much black. So yellow and red again. to work on the shadows again. I have this spray wire. I prefer always to grade down the colors with black and white because it's faster. And since I'm making a live stream, I always want to go a little bit faster. To spend 2 hours, sometimes I mean 3 hours. But I don't want to spend more time than that. Hello, Ali. Hello, John. Hello, Break a Leg. Hello, David. Oil only. This is a great leak. Hello, Carlton. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes I just want the material that dry faster for me to work faster. If it doesn't dry that fast, I mean, I have plenty of time for mixing the colors. Okay, I started just by placing the lights and the shadows, light and dark, just shapes. Okay, now I'm just adding more midtones. It's not just one flat light area. Now I have these midtones all over the face. And this process is gonna be about that, just adjusting that. Maybe the nose a little bit darker, reddish, darker, very mixed, and try to match the color. Okay. I lay down the paint, I pick up another brush, this is clean and wet, and I blend. To reddish, I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow. A brown brush here to clean up. Use this for blending too. Okay, really softly. Okay, and adding this highlight here. I add the highlight, and I blend. Okay. Going through softy edges. Always try to soft the edges, okay? Those sharp edges makes just add some hardness to the painting. That's right. Okay. With the brushes that I with the brushes, and I did there with paint. Otherwise, they're gonna dry. Thank you, Vera. Cartoon says, me what about painting a Japanese geisha? Oh, that would be a good idea. Mervad says, do you use acrylic brushes for oils or vice versa? Yes. I mean, for acrylics, I use, it's the same brand, but I don't use the same brushes. Okay, I have the brushes for acrylics and for oil, the same brand, but I don't just, the brushes that I've been using for oil paint, just keeping them apart. And the brushes that I use for acrylics, I don't use them for oil paints. The brushes for oil paints, after, I don't know, it doesn't take a long time for the brushes to be stiff. Even if you take good care of them, that's gonna happen faster. And that's different with the brushes that you use for acrylics. That's because it's easier to clean them out, and it's just because maybe the acrylic is with water. we're gonna take more care of our oil paint brushes than the acrylics one. Because I mean, after I finish a oil paint session, I have to clean up the brushes with turpenoid, and then with soap, water and soap, and sometimes with thinner. Okay. And with acrylic, it's different. Yes. Just water, and that's it. Sometimes I use alcohol when I forgot to wash a brush, and it's kind of it's not stiff, but it has a little bit of the color is still there between the hair, and I have to clean the brush, and water is not going to be enough, and I use alcohol. The paint, and I have another brush for blending. Okay, I think this color is okay. I need to add more light, more highlights. One thing about acrylics that I don't like is that when you add the highlights, after just a minute, you're gonna see that it's not as bright as when you just add it, and you have to go again, add the highlight again and again and again. I don't like that, but I mean, we gotta get used to the material. Yeah. But to be honest, I don't get used to that. I mean, that's kind of difficult to control. Maybe because I mean, I paint with oil paints and acrylics, and sometimes with pastel pencils. And I'm pretty sure if I was painting just with acrylics like daily, I'm gonna be sure maybe that's gonna have more control on this. But that's okay, it's no big deal. I mean, it's just with oil paints, you put the brush stroke and it's there. Okay, if you blend, you kind of soft everything. But with the acrylics, it's different. You put it, you blend, and in a minute you have to add again this highlight. This is a round brush. Like this one. It's even the same number, you see number 12. But this is when it's just new. So really pointy. I mean, it's thick, but it's pointy. Now what happened when it's just, I mean, have some use. Now it's not pointy anymore, but it's perfect for blending. What I'm doing right now is dabbing. I dab on the surface. It's like doing just this. It's like that. The highlight, pick up the brush you use for blending. Clean out the brush. Okay. Okay. For the ear. Let's see. More shape. Okay, this brush is not working anymore.
I understand this English.
Let me see. I'm doing this in the photo, trying to see the top of the ear is aligned with, let's say, the tip of the nose. Okay, I'm doing that right now. It's kind of, and the bottom of the ear is aligned with the mouth. Okay, that means that it's kind of around here, the top. And the bottom, I mean, we don't see too much of the bottom, but it's around here. Now to get the width, I mean, the better option is just to measure, okay? In your photo, you do this, and then you compare it, you move it. Because the image in my monitor is not the same size like the image in my, like my painting. Okay, I'm gonna use this light. This light here, it goes up, kind of hit this area here. That helps trying to see some angles. If I got this right, using this, I'm gonna draw the ear. Okay, stepping back, close enough. Close enough, I'm gonna leave it there. We need to get used to see angles everywhere. Okay, now I have the ear. Now let's see. Let me do something more from the ear. From this light, I have this light here to the eye. I think this here, light here is here. Hello, Maji. Hello, Ahmed. Stepping back and trying to see this. I'm putting my brush. First, I do this in the photo, okay, and then in the painting. Here, and I see this space. I put here and I see this space. Okay, I'm trying to see the shape here. I do that, and I think I got a mistake here. Yes, I have to move this like more. Tilt this more to the left. Okay, that's one thing to fix. I'm gonna reduce the whole forehead. Is too much forehead. Okay, whereas I have to do the same here. Reduce here. Okay. Here. Okay. Let's continue working over here, and then we go there in a minute. Hello,
English.
Sapna. Thank you. What's that light blue color? Oh, it's too bright. Yes, I mean that's cerulean blue. It looks like too light. Let me adjust my camera just a minute, okay? I think it needs to be a little bit darker. Yeah, I think that's close. No, it's not that close, but I mean the color of the skin now is pretty close. But here the colors looks like brighter. That's because I mean I have a really strong light to my right, really close to the painting. Trying to explain why the color looks like that. Okay, let's continue painting. Mix some black, red, and yellow. I'm gonna tell you the colors again. The brand is Reeves. I'll tell you again. Let me do this. Okay, this is the brand Reeves. The color is titanium white, medium yellow, brilliant red, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, and Mars black. Where was I? Was here. Gotta get close to here and reduce the forehead. Let's work here again. More black and white. A little bit of yellow. Water. And let's do again the background. I think it's too dark. A little bit of white. More water. see again. I said that I need to correct this. That's better. Okay. I need to bring that leaf brush. This brush is wet. It's not fully wet. I mean, I wet the brush like this, and I do this with my take out the excess, and then I use for blending. Again. Okay, I need the smaller brush. Just use a smaller brush. Okay, this soft the edges. If I want to leave a sharp edge, it will be the nose. This is the difficult part because I mean the acrylic dries on us. Okay, it's better. Okay. Okay. Yes, something Serbian blue and ultramarine. Mervat is asking me. Yeah, it's the no. I don't. I just same brand, but different brushes. Okay. The brushes that I use for acrylic, I don't use them for oil paint. Thank you, Stanley. Okay, let's continue. I need to work here on this value. It's not that dark. brush for blending. Okay, need to make this more grayish or greenish here, and keep this reddish, a little bit of reddish here, and here. And let's do that with Aces. Finish the ear. To make this a little bit darker. Eye. Just a bit back, I just need to see if it is work on the eye. Okay. Need to step back. Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna work around the eye. I need two brushes, one brush for apply the paint and the other one for blending. Orange here,
Okay.
a bit of white. I'm going to add this light here on top of the upper lid. Okay. I have this brush and I blend with this brush. Okay. Now again, you gotta be patient about this because remember that you add the light and it's not gonna dry like that. Every time that acrylic dries, you change the value. It gets darker, just a little bit, but it gets darker. Aaron Cantuba acrylic, yes, this is acrylic. Hello, Jessica, thank you. Davis, what? Oh, this is water. This is water. This is just water. I'm just using acrylic and water. Okay. Then I blend. Okay, I keep my brushes wet. I dip the brush in water like this. And I can do this. Or sometimes I just pressure the brush, the hairs with my fingers to take out the water. Okay. That's the only thing that bothers me a little bit, that I have to be adding light again and again, again and again. But I mean, this that's just the material, and at the same time, it's because I want this soft surface. I want to make it soft, and that's why I keep blending, and I keep losing this thread of this light. Okay, in the brush. Okay, just change I use this dark paint the eyelashes. Now the brow.
That's serum.
Okay, now let's work on the nose. Clean out the brush again. Let's mix some red and yellow. This dark color. See, Janet, did you say you used water with oil? Oh no, this is acrylic paints. Yeah. Right, so what do you prefer in portrait painting, oils or acrylic more? Well, I think, I don't know. It's just, sometimes I just want to paint with oils and sometimes with acrylics. But I paint mostly with oil paints. I mean, just because I get used to that. And, but what, yeah, I think any material has something different, something that we have to try at least for some time. Oh, it's too dark. I just want to paint with watercolor, which is different. I mean, that's more difficult. And eventually I will do it. That's the same with acrylics. I was doubting about, as when I have, when I was a student, I tried, I mean, all the materials, I think, pastel, watercolor, oils. I even did a sculpture, and it's just about that. I mean, it's about painting, yes. I mean, it's about painting and painting.
I can understand what he said.
And just changing the material makes maybe this more entertained for me. I'm trying to give you an answer. To be honest, I don't think about that too much. I just kind of use what first what I know. I mean, and what I want at the moment. Okay, some questions. Okay, thank you, Sherry, Thomas, Art, Fred. Oh, but yes, I paint a lot. I paint a lot. I mean, I've been painting for years. This is my profession. Yes, that's what I do for a living. Imagine, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure maybe 99% people that's watching YouTube's channels about painting paints. Yeah, I mean, pretty sure you paint. But maybe, I mean, you have another profession. And I'm pretty sure you spend like 8 hours or maybe more working. That's the same for me. I mean, I gotta say that I don't paint like I used to paint when I was younger. I used to paint like 8, 10, 12 hours daily. It was so good. Now I paint, sometimes just 6 hours, sometimes a couple of hours. Some days I don't paint at all.
Oh,
It shouldn't be like that, yes. We have to work from Monday to Friday, at least 8 hours daily. Yeah? Thank you. Hello, Maria. Hello, Kimar. Mervat is saying oil is the king of all important to me. Yeah. There are more, obviously, more paintings. I mean, oil is more. I mean, it has proof that it resists a lot of time. It's really old. It's been around us for so many years. I'm blending here and trying to get some texture. Hello, Sam Lu. Jeanette Gillette. I'm an oil portrait artist. I just can't get the same result from acrylics. This is acrylics? Yes, this is acrylics. Yeah, I mean, definitely it's not the same result. We can achieve more things with oil paints. And usually, when people start painting with oil paints, with oils after using acrylics, they don't usually come back to acrylics. They stay with oil paints. Like I said, I mean, everything about this is just so personal. What I love about acrylic is that it dries fast. And I can add glazes. I can change the color faster than oil. what I don't like about acrylics is like, I love to blend. I don't like sharp edges. And with acrylic, it's kind of difficult to get rid of sharp edges. And you know, the edges are really important. Thus, we always consider the edges when we try to create illusion of depth. Because something that is so sharp, always gonna look closer to us. It's gonna pop forward. Okay, using just this brush, this is number 6, synthetic round brush. Using this one, and using this one as number 0. One thing I forgot to do always is this. And this paint for drying. I mean, what happens is that, you know, I paint a lot of oil paint. I use mostly oil paints, and then when I use acrylics, I forgot to do that. I forgot to wet my brush. I have to keep my brushes wet. And using this one, what I do is dip this brush, water, and leave it there. Okay. I don't want the brush dry with paint. And mostly what I do with acrylics is, let's say, first I start with like really thin paint, really liquid paint, a little water, establish the shape. Then I add more paint, and then I start adding glazes. I say glazes because, I mean, I add more water to the paint, and start just retouching for some areas, and go back and forth here and there, again and again, again and again. Like I've been working the eye, then the nose, and the mouth. And I'll be back again in a minute, again to the forehead, the eye, the nose, again. I just love to keep an order, like going from top to bottom. Okay. Now I need to brush. I always keep using the same. I mean, one brush for applying the paint, another brush for painting. You can see I'm gonna pick up these two. This one is for applying the paint, this is for painting, or vice versa. I mean, you choose what you want. Let's say, make this, I'm gonna add this light here. Okay, I'm gonna pick up this brush, it's wet. I do this to take the water excess, and I go like this. Okay, there was too much water in my brush. Again, repeat the process so many times. The other option I have is this brush, this round brush. I use this, but I don't do this. I kind of I dab on top of the canvas like this. Okay, and I got the blending. And then I can do this really softly, really softly. Okay, I got the light there. need more light here again. And I'm going to do the same. Sometimes dabbing doesn't work. You have to just move your brush like this. Okay. Need to work on the ear. And here on the neck is too dark. This. Sometimes asking me, doesn't the paint in the palette section dry up? Yes, that's why I have to use this and do this all the time. Not all the time, but I mean, it's kind of a stay with at least I think for 10, 15 minutes if I don't do this about wetting with the spray. Thank you, Jessica, my sonnet. Okay. Janet, thank you. Davis Watts, would you ever do a tutorial in Spanish? I have my channel in Spanish. I have a lot of videos there. You're looking for with my name, just Renzo Castaneda. And this channel is Renzo Art. The other one is just Renzo Castaneda. Fred Saskimi, have you experimenting with water mixable oils? No, I haven't. To be honest, I haven't. I will eventually. I will. In fact, I asked here, the price is it's like 5 times the price of oil paints. 5 times. I don't know, maybe it's the brand. I don't know, but I mean, to be honest, for me, it's for experimenting. And for experimenting with whatever mixable oils, I'm not gonna pay that much. That means if I don't find any cheaper material, I'm not gonna use them. Sorry, it's just about that. I mean, I just and I have seen so many painters in YouTube that they say that it's kind of the same like regular oils, and I'm pretty sure I believe them. I believe them. That's enough for me. Oh, Carlton, is the chain too long? Oh, let me check out, okay? Oh, yes, you're right. I think it's too long. Yes. Thank you, Carlton. Sabna, the difference I see is the skin tone. No, it's not my preference, Sabna. It just, during the process to try to get the color is not right yet. I mean, and I usually I don't get the color right, like never. I think maybe once, twice I get the color right, but not so worried about to get the color right. It's more about to get the structure, the proportions, and the likeness. When I'm able to get the likeness, I'm really happy with that. The color, if I don't get the color right, that's okay. I think if I have more time to mix the paint, I'm gonna be able to get the color right. But it's not that I'm so worried about that. The likeness is just, I always worry about the likeness. And that's always the most difficult part. It's like this thing about the chin. Like if Carlton doesn't tell me about this, I'm pretty sure I didn't realize about this. I'm not making an excuse. I mean, I need more time. It's not easier to get the color right. Definitely, I would love to get it right just by mixing here and getting really, really right. But I'm not able to do that. Oh, somebody's asking me about the canvas. No, I prepared this canvas myself. It's just 3 coats of gesso. Let's say 4 because I applied 3 and the last one with any color, usually gray. Lately, I use gray a lot as a base. I toned the canvas with gray acrylic. I mean, I mixed the acrylic with gesso. Okay.
Something.
And I prepared it myself. I prefer prepare myself my canvases. And I add the gesso with a ruler like this. Any ruler, you put the gesso and you do this. Okay, over the surface. And I don't sand between layers because I use a ruler and I don't need to sand the canvas. If you use a brush, maybe, I mean, you have to sand the canvas. And the cloth or the cotton that I use is it doesn't have too much tooth. But there is a lot of problems usually related to the canvases, okay? My advice there would be buy a really expensive canvases. Because this thing about preparing the canvas, that's not practical. I mean, it's a lot of time. And, you want to prepare your canvas, your own canvases, that's not going to be my advice. I mean, when I buy canvases, I mean prepared canvases, I used to go and buy the not expensive one, but I don't buy the cheapest one. And I always add an extra layer, an extra coat of gesso. Because sometimes when the canvas is not okay, and when we paint, and the canvas start kind of sucking the oil paint, if you paint with oils, yes, or I don't know. I mean, it's more my experience about oil paints, because with acrylics, I don't know. I think nothing happened, or this happens. I don't know. To be honest, I've been preparing my canvases for years. I don't even know how. And even when I buy a canvas, I mean, I think I bought a canvas about a month ago, small canvas. Immediately, I just added a coat of gesso. I mean, I didn't even try to see if it was really good enough or not. I just added that extra layer of gesso. That means next time I'm gonna try. I'm gonna paint a little bit one corner or something, you see the quality of the canvas. Because I've been doing the same so many times that I don't give the opportunity to the canvas to prove itself if it's okay or not. To get the color, I'm gonna add glazes. If you wanna buy canvases from Amazon, I mean, I have a link in the description box. It's a link that you click on the link, and you go into Amazon and you buy anything you want, and I will get a commission. The commission is just cents. You know, this is a way to support my channel. Just click on the link and go buy, I don't know, whatever you want, a laptop, and then I get a commission. Go for it. Don't think twice. Go and buy something from Amazon. You're gonna make me really happy. Okay, let's work on the color. I need to gray down the whole skin. I need to light up this. Okay, first, this. Okay, this is gonna be just glazes. Okay. It's very dry. I'm gonna be. It's gonna dark again. This mix white, a little bit of black, a little bit of this blue and yellow. Where? See if this color works here. Okay, no blue. Oh, it's too green.
Yep.
Okay. I had a problem with my internet connection. I think I have this more greenish there. And I'm gonna add this color here. I'm gonna take up the excess of paint. Cleaning down the brush. Okay, let me see. Okay, the color is better. It should be a little bit darker. Yeah. No, not this one here. Here, okay, to make this more greenish, grayer. A second, looks like my. Okay, I think the color is better here. Yeah. Okay, I need to gray down even more. Okay. White here. I still think they have to reduce here. Okay, let me see, I think that's better. I love this grayish color. This one here. Okay, that's better. Like it. I like it. I don't care if you don't like it. Of course I care if you don't like it. Okay, I need another brush like this one. See, this is almost wet. I don't need too much paint. That's enough. I need another brush just like that. This one. little bit of water, almost nothing. Okay, almost nothing under this. Okay, see.
Okay. I'm going to stop him there. He's got about 10 more minutes, but notice what he was doing with the paint, in the end. He got everything in position, figured out his, general structure, values, things like that. And then, he was just going back and kind of tweaking the color. Now, he called them glazes. Technically, they're not, because anytime you put white into the paint mixture, you're no longer using a glaze. That's, then you're using what we would call a scumbling or a broken or open paint passage technique, because that white, rather than acting like a glaze and letting that color from underneath come through, it really kind of diminishes it and graze it back, quite a bit. Sometimes that's effective. You can do that. Generally I would do it with glazes, and I think he could have kept his value structure intact that he had. If he would have just used kind of like a straight color, or a mixture of like the red and the blue to make kind of a purple or something cooler, and then just put a very thin glaze over it, something that's actually transparent. But hey, everybody gets there a different way. So any thoughts on what you saw?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
My power went out, so I lost part of the video, but was he only using water as a retardant?
Yeah, he wasn't using anything else, just water.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank
And the thing I liked about this demo when I watched it was, he had his basic palette there. You got to watch all the mixes, right there on the board. And he was actually mixing on the same canvas. So this is a demo piece. But I liked watching him go through the steps, and you got to see him, start the initial painting, find the position of it, proportions, angles. And, a couple times he went back in there and, refine those. And so, you got to see that. And I thought that was an important, part of it, so that, you get a sense of the flow of the work and how it goes back and forth. Even in the hair, he had to have gone back in. There had to have been at least 5 or 6 passages, over the initial area of where the hair and the back of the head were. Building up the color, laying one color over another, but not really, not blocking it in, where it was really solid, but creating, sort of this patchwork of layers of color, which made it a much more interesting surface, to begin to work on. And it left a little of that original color coming through all the time. So, it really helped unify, the whole painting in the end. So, if you want, maybe later today, I'll send out the link to that if you want to watch different sections of it again, and make some notes. But I know a lot of you work with acrylic, and other than the fact that you constantly have to work with 2 brushes, If you're doing, if you're trying to get that effect of like oil paint where you can blend with it, there really isn't a lot of difference, in using oil and acrylic. The painting process is, virtually the same. It's just that and it's a choice of style. You can either choose to, keep it soft and blend it, which means you have to be working back and forth between two brushes, and or you change the style to where it is, a little bit more kind of sharper edges and more painterly, and you let it be what it is. So there's you can get almost any look that you want, with acrylic, which is great. It's very flexible that way.
Do you think he has some demos for his oil painting? Because he said he likes to do oil
he does. He has things on, on YouTube for oil and I think watercolor. He works in a variety of media, and yeah. So
he seems like he prefers oil because it doesn't dry as fast, and that he can, it'll achieve a better result, he thinks, in what he's trying to do.
Well, as far as, if you're doing a portrait, because you can lay in a lot of color on an oil painting, and you don't have to stop and blend. It's like every step of the way. You can put a lot of paint down, begin to get sort of a patchwork color, and then go over the whole area with a soft kind of blending brush, and just, kind of take down, the high points on the paint and blend it all together. And you get this really nice, soft, transitional effect between color and temperature that you can't get with acrylic. Because if you try to do the same thing with acrylic, most of it's going to be dry. That's why you got to do it little piece by piece with the acrylic.
But even with oil, though, after it has dried, it has a different look to it, and you have to go back in and do some things to it.
Yeah. Well, the advantage, like I said, of oil is if you're doing a portrait and you want soft edges and you want to blend a lot, you certainly have the time to do that. The other thing is that one of the things he was struggling against, and anybody using acrylics is going to struggle against, is bringing up your light, because you mix it and it looks light when you put it down there. 5 minutes later, when it dries, it's dyed. It's kind of sunk in and gotten darker. And he was kind of talking about that, how he kind of repeatedly and successively has to go back in and build, one layer of light over another to really get it, up to the brightness that he wants. And, it's just the nature of that particular medium and that material. It's not that you can't overcome it. It's not that you can't make it work. You just have to be persistent with it and keep going back, and restating things and, getting it lighter and lighter. So.
What's the name of this artist? I completely missed that. I got the work.
He on YouTube, I don't know his actual name, but he puts out videos under the name of Ranson, Ranson, Ranson. And like I said, I'll send this out this afternoon, for you guys.
I wanted to see what he did with the watercolors. That's the reason I asked you.
Yeah. But once you have that link, you can go find other videos that he did. Okay. If you just put a search in YouTube, under his name, username.
Red sign, and just put watercolor.
Just put his name in, and all kinds of things will come up.
Oh, okay.
Oil, watercolor, pastel. Like I said, he uses all kinds of different media.
Right.
So, but again, the reason I kind of picked this particular video was it was pretty comprehensive. It was pretty thorough. It covered all the steps, and you got a good idea of how the painting was constructed, and how it came up. bit by bit. And it's, it's good to see how different artists approach it,
Right.
And of course, Mr. Armando was, I mean, did you get all that, Armando?
Some.
Yeah, I mean, he was speaking your language. I mean, come on now.
Oh, but he won $4 anytime you're gonna watch him.
That's right.
I saw it.
Yeah.
No, $4 a month. He's at
Four,
$4
yeah.
per month.
Right.
I mean, he's
So
Well,
you
that's-
can watch him 30 days of the month for $4.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's if you want to do a paint along, Yeah, because I think he's got like longer videos. You kind of, you look at the reference that he's looking at, and you paint the same thing he's painting. So
One thing, Charles,
Mhm.
when we draw those naked people the other day, you
the
didn't
naked
say-
people.
Yes,
Okay.
they didn't have clothes on, so.
Okay. Mhm.
But you didn't email the reference to finish that thing, because I have a bunch of stuff I'm gonna send you this afternoon.
Okay.
And some of those are kind of not finished because I couldn't,
Okay. And what did I say about that?
I don't remember. I'm old, remember? I'm 75.
Yeah.
You're a child.
Okay. So what I said was, if you wanted me to email the reference to you, all you had to do was send me an email asking for it, because I want to respond to you guys individually rather than send it to everybody in Fulton County.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, does that make sense to you?
yeah. I didn't know that we were special.
Yes.
You are special, Armando, you know that.
Charles,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I like
Hi, Abigail.
that he waited with the eyelashes to the very end. And you always say, don't do the eyelashes right away in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, he doesn't do everything the way I would do it. In fact, I would kind of encourage him to leave out the eyelashes, but he wanted to kind of get, nitpicky and noodly with it, and that's okay. He can do that.
Well, it was so soft. I mean, you couldn't really tell they were eyelashes. You kind of put a darkness there and you visually had to say that that's what it was.
Yeah. But he, I mean, he's a very good, I think, competent painter, and again, I think he was pretty overall. He struggles with the things that all of us struggle with. He finds a shape, and he kind of works it out as he goes along. And like when he went back in and corrected the forehead and the angle of the
That
forehead.
bothered me more than when he kept reworking the eye and the nose.
Yeah, but he once he got things
to
sort
it.
of established, and then kind of looked at where it was, he knew he had to move it back. I wish he would have done it actually before he did that, but that's that's just a preferential thing. But he saw it. He saw it and he got it, and he did end up in the end reducing the size and the shape of the chin a little bit. Because she had a little bit of a different angle, in that chin area. It was a little more pronounced. She had this little kind of knob sticking out there at the end. But I think he did a pretty good job, overall. And again, if you look at the process and how he approached, building the painting, I think that would be useful to any of you, whether you're doing oils or watercolors. I'm sorry, not watercolor, but oil or acrylic. So
Do you think he sped up the time on it, so that it just wasn't an hour, but it was much longer?
yeah, I'm sure he edited and segmented it down. But overall, and I think he addressed this, in the beginning, he didn't take out a lot, because he basically gave himself about 2.5 hours to do all that.
Okay.
How big do you think the piece was,
Oh, it wasn't very big. I mean, it was well, yeah, it was, well, it was well under life size because, you know, if you looked at the scale of his hand, you know, to the piece of art, you know, it was smaller. It was slightly smaller than his hand. So it was probably like maybe 3/4 of life size. So the whole head was probably no more than probably 8 inches, you know,
So you
7.5, 8 inches tall.
10 or 12 by 11 by 14 piece of artwork, canvas.
Yeah.
11 by 14.
Yeah. Yeah. The canvas he was working on probably wasn't much bigger than that. No, because remember too, he was leaving room over on the side. And if it was 11 by 14, we were looking at the 14 horizontal.
Right.
So we were kind of looking at 11 vertical. And so, like I said, you know, that head was probably not more than 8 inches tall,
Right.
you know, hair, everything else, and neck, you know.
Okay.
So it wasn't a life-size painting, you know.
Well, he really smooths his stuff down because I don't really do portraits, but I like the roughness of the I guess of the canvas, and I like the roughness of the paint on the canvas. Not so much the smoothness of it, but I now understand how to blend with the acrylics a lot better.
Yeah.
By keeping it up. That was very interesting for me.
Yeah. And the thing, you know, with acrylic, and it's very much so like oil, it's like the more paint, more layers you build up, you know, on that surface and blend it back, it changes the character of the surface that you're working on.
Right.
And it begins to kind of accept the paint, and you can manipulate it a lot easier after you've got, you know, 3 or 4 passages of paint on it. Right. You know, it really does make a huge difference in how the paint handles and what you can do with the brush. So, you know, so again, don't be shy with that paint, you know, get you some paint on there, and it will change, you know, what you can do with it, and you'll find it a lot easier to work on, you know, once you get a few layers of paint down. Okay. All right. Anybody got anything else we need to cover for today?
No.
Okay. Well, happy Monday. I'm glad to see all 10 of you here. Let's see, who have we got here? Well, we got Veronica, Richard, Naomi, Eloise, Bob, Claudia's here, Jean's here, Avital's here, Armando's here. Yay.
What about Miss Bernice? You didn't mention Miss Bernice.
Oh, well, Bernice isn't here anymore. She left for lunch. She's kind of a hard fast at 12 o'clock. She's gone, you know, because I think she has another class that she wants to, you know, participate in. But okay. So yeah, we had a pretty good crowd today. Thank you all for coming. And you know, we will be back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Just to give you a little bit of a heads up of what's going to happen this week. Let me look at the calendar.
Veteran Days is coming. Are you working that day?
Yeah, I need to find that out. I'm going to find that out today, actually. Yeah, that was one of the questions. Well, Veterans Day is this Thursday. Okay. So, yeah, it's the 11th. So I don't know whether the county is gonna, you know, officially call that a holiday or not. But I'll find out and let you guys know. Okay. But regardless of whether the county is working or not, this week, I have a young woman. Her name is Ella, and she's absolutely stunningly gorgeous, by the way. Kind of a red hair, very, very fair skin.
You mean gorgeous looking?
Yes. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a portrait demo, and I'll be filming that I'll be sharing with you guys. Probably not this week. I'm going to be doing it this week, but probably next week or so, I'll actually play the video for you. and, you know, probably have some stills and things like that. And I'll show you, you know, some things along the way in the process. But she's going to do 2 sittings. She's going to do one on Wednesday afternoon, and she's going to do one on Friday afternoon. Okay.
All right.
So that's kind of fun. And let's see, you can send on, oh, okay, that's from Zoom. I thought that was a note from you guys. All right, but yeah, I'll be sharing that stuff with you guys, you know, probably here toward the end of the week. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll, like I said, I'll be getting some stills and things of her, and we might actually use them in like the drawing class and things like that. Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Charlie.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you very much.
You guys have a good Monday, and yeah, have a good week if I don't see you, you know,
Thank you.
on Friday. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh.